So by now, it's no secret that Space Marine 2 has been an absolute huge success. It sold millions of copies. I think we had like, what, 2 million copies confirmed, or 2 million players at one point confirmed. It broke records when it came to Steam for the highest player count we've ever seen in a Warhammer 40,000 game, which was absolutely amazing. And now there's talk surrounding it about what's next. And this is all with Tim Willits, hopefully I'm saying his name right, who is the Chief Creative Director, if I'm not mistaken, over at Saber. And this interview that we're going to jump into in a second is him talking about, well, basically what could be next on the horizon. Space Marine 3, more DLC and stuff like that. It's easy to say right now this game has been that success that we're definitely going to get a sequel. We're not going to be waiting 13 years for another Space Marine game. I've been saying this for a long time now. I think within the next 3 to 5 years, we will get another big sequel to this game. But what that's going to involve, we don't know. Let's jump into this interview and find out what Tim is talking about. Now, these paragraphs, as you can see over on this window, is what I'm going to be discussing. But if you want to go and read the article for yourself, I'll include it in the link in the description of the video. It basically sums up how successful Space Marine 2 is. Like Tim was saying in this article, like the direction has now completely changed with how successful this game is, both financially with the companies that have made it. Like we're talking hundreds of millions of pounds, dollars profits here, right? We're not talking like, you know, a £5, £10, you know, a Greg's steak bake or something like that. We're talking big money when it comes to Space Marine 2 now. So that is now changed the direction on how much content the game's got to get, which sounds fantastic for people like you and me, because that's what we want. We want more content for Space Marine 2. We want more 40k stuff. We want more epic stories. We want more weapons. We want more everything, more game modes, right? And I think now, because of the game success, this is what we're going to be getting. So let's start with the top paragraph. And it says, in practical terms, the success of Space Marine 2 means Saber staff can now dream bigger. How about this for a big dream? Give me 12 vs 12 PvP. Bigger maps. Let me get the tank, right? Give me Eternal Crusade, but bigger and better with Space Marine 2's going of it. That's just me. Saber will make good on its original post-launch plan, which we've already seen that with the roadmap and stuff, which involves new missions, modes, maps, enemies, and weapons, but it will also make adjustments fueled by Space Marines 2 now confirmed success, which means, reading this, right, we're going to get even more on the stuff that was already planned, which again, it sounds absolutely amazing if you're a Space Marine fan. Once the dust settles, it actually says at the end, there is now a possibility of a story DLC, which I personally thought was always going to be the case. The way the game ended, and again, no spoilers, it says no spoilers in here at all, but the way the game ended, I always thought, okay, that is a next chapter which is going to be told. Ideas floating around for potential Space Marine 3. Mate, we're already talking about Space Marine 3. I'm just going to come out and say it right now. I don't want to start talking about Space Marine 3. I want to focus on Space Marine 2. Yes, Space Marine 3 is probably going to be out in 3 to 4, 5 something years like that. But for right now, let's focus on what we've got, and that is Space Marine 2. Without spoiling the Space Marine 2 campaign, it strongly suggests a continuation, which I've just mentioned. If we go down to the next paragraph, because this is where it really gets interesting. Our game director, Dmitry Grigorenko, mate, I'm sorry, I butchered your name like I'm a world eater. I'm so sorry, mate. He has proposed some story ideas that could either be DLC or a sequel. Wilty said, "We literally just catching our breath. This is 2 weeks out." Again, this is the weird thing. We are literally 2 weeks into Space Marine 2, and people already want Space Marine 3. It's absolutely mad. We're literally just catching our breath. This is 2 weeks out. We just need to get the dust to settle. But I can confidently say that we will not disappoint the Warhammer fans in the future. It's too big as a success. I know that's the obvious thing to say, but hopefully we'll be working on Space Marine content for a long time, mate. Fingers crossed. I want you to work in it for a long time. I think the game is fantastic. I think everything which we've seen is absolutely fantastic. So hopefully we're going to get more and more and more of this. For Space Marine 3, Wilty said Saber will need to work with the publisher Focus as well as Games Workshop once again. I don't think Games Workshop are going to say no to this, right? This is free money to GW, okay? They were like, oh yeah, let's do a good story, let's do this, but let's get rock and rolling. We just have to figure it out. I would love to do it. Yes, he continued. Yes. There's so many different factions. There are other chapters too. That's interesting. Can we please pick a different chapter. Okay, right, hear me out. If you are going to do a Space Marine free sequel, okay, this is how I would do it. This is theory time with Valrak. I think the Space Marine games should be designed to represent different Space Marine chapters. Like Space Marine 1 and 2, okay, of course, they're Ultramarines with Titus. Let's just say that story's finished for now and it's glorious and stuff like that. Space Marine 3 should focus on another chapter. Maybe the Blood Angels, the Space Wolves, the Imperial Fist. If you really want to sell your game, okay, and literally make as much money as humanly possible, you do it on chapters like the Black Templars. Wait, what's that? I can go on a mini crusade into the stars, right? With the High Marshal himself. Wait, what's this? I'm the Emperor's champion? Oh, Holy Emperor, this is what people will want. But of course, there's so many more chapters out there. There's so many more stories. There's so many more enemies to fight. You've got Necrons. You've got Gene Stealer cults. You've got the Tau. You've got other Imperial factions if you really want to go down that rabbit hole. You know, more Civil War and stuff like that. And of course, Chaos, which it always eventually circles back round to. But that's what's so amazing about Warhammer 40,000. The rich story. Like the lore which... Once you go down that rabbit hole, you can get lost in the stories and the factions and the fighting. There's just so much of it. And that's what makes this universe, for me, the best IP that has ever been made. The best story, the best narrative IP that has ever been written down. That's why I'm such a huge 40k fan. But yeah, this one really piqued my interest, because now that Tim's talking about this, and again, Tim holds a big position in Saber. There he is there. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that smirk. He's like, yeah, we've done it. We've done it all. Right. I want someone to Photoshop Tim's head onto a Space Marine. That smirk. He looks very Slanesha. But yeah, it's a massive success. And the main thing from this article, which I want to try and get across to people watching this video, is that the original plans that we had, like the post-launch plans, which were always going to be in place, right, no matter if it was a success or not, they have now been changed because how big of a success it is now. So we're going to get even more stuff. So prepare yourself, right? Because this is the time to truly be a Space Marine fanboy. This is where we get all the love, all the glory, and I hope they build on the hype and we get some absolutely amazing things. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching as always. Sorry for the waffle on this one. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm absolutely loving it. This could be biblical. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. See ya. Have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And bye-bye.